What's going on, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of the Takeover. That's right, we back with it. And today we got OTAs, Golden Gauntlet Undefeated List, 5 snap characters that ability don't match their aura, WWE follow-up, and we're gonna watch some clips, surf the net like we did last week. And shout out to y'all from last week that watched. We appreciate it. What is going on, guys? I am your co-host, the top 5 best snappers in the world, Cito, because I snapped that high fire and I rep that power on all day. And I am here with your other co-host, the infinitiest player of the game. He got every variant. Every variant? Every variant. He is the variant god, the SuperTechGod. Let's go. Tech, what up, baby? What's going on?
I'm chilling, man. How you doing? How you been?
Chilling, man. It's been a hell of a week. I'm very pleased to see that the community loved episode 1 so much that we had to come through and hit them with episode 2. Right now, we're going to give them a fire show. You already know.
That's right. Drop a bomb on a wonderful episode. It was a great episode. Right. Thank you guys for the support and the love. We appreciate that. And again, shout out to the Marvel Snapcast podcast. You saw Cino's intro. You saw Cino killed it. We can't do the podcast without Cino. So, facts, he had to bring the hot fire. But it's been a crazy week in Snap World, as you know. But before we dive into any of that stuff yet, man, how you been? How's the new gig? How's life?
Man, good, man. Can't complain. Another great week. You know, being the boss, got to pay the cost to be the boss, right? But I'm glad to be, off finally and chilling. Family is good. Shout out to my PR people, my Puerto Ricans.
That's right.
Puerto Rican weekend, I call it, but the Puerto Rican Day Parade tomorrow. It will be tomorrow technically when we.
Yeah, if you guys want to know, the date is right up top above Cino's head. When we're recording it.
We got the festival today, the parade tomorrow. It's about to be big things. Boricua, baby, let's go.
That's right.
I am Puerto Rican. I am from Brooklyn. I'm from New York, so is Tech. He's from New York. He's not Puerto Rican. Though. He swears he knows
Brooklyn,
Spanish.
Baby.
He
of course, un poquito. Ven aquí, por favor.
Oh, man. Damn. You know what? Let's move on before it gets racist.
El gato in the pantalones. If you guys didn't see Blue Streak, go check it out.
That is the best line in that movie.
Facts.
That is great. Facts. But yeah, shout out to my Boricuas out there. Yes, it's our weekend. Boricua. Enjoy. Be safe and enjoy wherever you are. You don't even have to be in the NY area. Just turn up.
Listen, I listen to Spanish music all the time, bro. You be on the stream, you hear the Nicky Jam playing the Daddy Yankees. Yeah, I mean, you hear all this.
Know Spanish just because you play the music.
I didn't say I know Spanish. I do know a little bit of Spanish. I just said I represent my Boricuas all the time. All right? I don't know what your problem is. My son is half Puerto Rican. All right, so he's the Miles Morales of the world. All right, so just
when you get into that mode, you swear that you are full on Spanish. Bro, you guy has no accent.
I can kill it, bro. Y'all play some dominoes. Capicu, baby. Capicu. Yo, listen, I play with the best of it.
Borderline racist, bro.
Yeah, I don't get racist at all. But nonetheless, we're gonna talk about something crazy that happened this week for me anyway. Switch 2 came out. And
right.
I was thinking about picking it up at midnight. I'm out in the bushes now. I moved out further where I thought nobody would be around there. And, facts.
Yeah, we get it.
And then I pulled up to the Best Buy and at 9 o'clock, and the line was wrapped around the building to parts of the building I didn't even know exist. It was grass. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, nah.
Wait, this is 9 p.m. or a.m.?
9 p.m.
p.m. Okay, 9 p.m.
So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this because there's a movie theater not too far from the Best Buy. So I figured, hey, let me go watch the new Karate Kid. When I get out, it'll probably be midnight. And then I go on the line. Didn't I expect that line to be wrapped around? I was like, you know what? I'm not even doing that. I'm just going to go home and then relax.
So you saw the new Karate Kid?
No, I didn't see it. I wasn't going to stay anymore. I was, like I said, if the line wasn't crazy, I would have went to the theater, watched the movie. By the time I get out, it's midnight.
We're setting this whole shit up. You could have told me that you saw the new Karate Kid.
I ain't see it yet, bro.
Was it good? Was it?
I ain't see it yet. I ain't see it yet. I plan to see it, but I ain't see it yet. So then,
okay, all right. Well then,
I came home, whatever. I was like, cool. My daughter wakes up normally around 5 o'clock sometimes, and we were up, and I was like, you know what? Let me go check out Walmart. Walmart opens at 6. Worst case, Target open at 8. I drove to Walmart, got there around 5:30, played some Snap. I was in the car till about 5:50, got out, saw a couple. They said they were there for like 4 hours, but it's just them there. And I'm like, I I wonder if they got any. I wonder if they had a midnight release. It's like, nah, they didn't have no midnight. So I'm like, okay, I wonder if they got switches because only 3 of us here. As we waited, some more people showed up. Whatever. Doors open at 6, so 10 minutes. Door open at 6. We go to the back where the computers are and the monitors, and sure enough, Shorty pulled out a cart with 5 of them with the Mario Kart bundle, and I was the second one to get my joint. Got home at like 6:20 in the morning. I'm like, all the other humans who waited online last night, and I get it. I used to do those things back in the day when I was a younger lad. It was super fun to wait midnight to get Madden, come home, order pizza, and play Madden with the peoples. I get it, but yeah, I wasn't doing that. I mean, you could walk into a Walmart, guys. You could walk into a Target in the next morning and pick up your console. My only thing is Nintendo had this girl from this whole...
They only had 5, though? Not to cut
no,
you
they probably
off,
had more, but she pulled out 5, right? Like, I think she did 5 at a time. But what's crazy is Nintendo gives this whole rigmarole of us having to pre-order, get a ticket from Nintendo, all this other hot shit. And all we had to do was just walk into the store in the morning and get our console. The day it came out. Like, that was like the second day. The day it came out. So I'm like, interesting. So yeah, I got my Switch too.
You didn't tell anybody over at Best Buy, huh? You didn't let them know, yo.
Oh no, bro. They probably got their joint. I don't know. They probably had enough to where people were happy that night. Nonetheless,
I doubt it.
I didn't pre-order the system. I didn't wait till midnight, and I walked up in the store at 6 o'clock and got my console. Came home, didn't really get to play it. You know, we got responsibilities, but I did play it last night with a bunch of my old school Super Smash Bros. Friends and Halo friends. We did play Mario Kart till about 2 o'clock in the morning, so it was a great thing. I'm just going to say real quickly, Mario Kart is a sick game for this console. It has open world functionality. It has 24 characters on the screen. Nintendo now allows you to do voice chat like how Xbox and PlayStation did. Finally, Nintendo. Finally. But one bad thing I had to say about this was setting up this Switch was the worst thing on the planet. I had to delete the Switch, delete my 2 old Switch. It was like giving me such a hard time connecting stuff. But nonetheless, if you guys do pick up a Switch, you should first back up your stuff to the cloud on the old one, delete the old one, so that when you do put on the Switch 2, there's no issues. But yeah, I mean, listen, so far so good. I'm having a good time with it.
Well, you're a better man than me, because if you thought my Puerto Rican ass was going to stand out there 5 in the morning, 12 in the morning, 2 in the morning, waiting for Nintendo Switch, you had another thing coming, bro. This isn't the PlayStation 8 or some shit. Like, this isn't the well, I don't even think Xbox is going to be doing anymore the new console, so that's out. But the new PlayStation that is about to reign supreme throughout the gaming world, like, that's something I'd wait. I'd, put a chair outside, sleep outside for the, at 5 a.m. Not Nintendo Switch. I ain't doing that shit. It ain't.
I didn't have to do that either.
Waking up at 5. I'm not doing it, bro.
Listen, I'm up at 5 regardless. Baby girl just don't play with me. But
I get it.
The Switch, I mean, I'm a Nintendo, fan from back in the day. My first console was a Nintendo back, way back in the 80s. For Christmas, being happy Santa brought me a Nintendo. So, I played all the Zeldas, the Metroids, the Mario Karts. So I couldn't just wait to get this console. But I get it. You don't have to get it right now, guys. There's no killer app for you to be like, oh my gosh, I need it right away. There's no new Zelda. There's no new Metroid. There's no new Mario. It's just Mario Kart. Yes, there's other games too, like Cyberpunk and all that other hot shit and Street Fighter 6. But you're going to play those games on a PC or a PlayStation or Xbox. Mario Kart is the only game for this right now if you want to get it. And, again, I recommend it only because Mario Kart is a sick console. Nonetheless, enough about that. I have one other question before we dive into the topics. You ready for this question?
Ready. Let's go.
Is water wet?
Fucking guy. Are you fucking serious?
I'm serious. Is water wet? Chat, let us know down below what you think. Is water wet? Cena, is water wet?
Yeah, it's fucking wet. What do you think? It's water. What are you talking about, bro? And I'm the one with the smoke.
Water is not wet.
Water is not wet to you.
No, it's not wet at all. Water is not wet. So if you look at scientific molecules and you get into, let me just hear me out. You get to the technicality of things. Fire isn't burning. Fire burns objects. Water isn't wet. It wet objects. It makes objects wet. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
So you're on the team of water is wet. I'm on the team that water is not wet.
Water, of course, it's wet. It's water, bro.
Chat, let us know down below. This is for you guys to win a gold pass. You gotta let us know the answer down below. Is water wet?
Gotta sounded like fucking Twyla. Tyler, what's her name? Let me water.
Afrobeats, pure water. We will kick things off. Of course, we'll go back to the nighttime because it is nighttime right now. And we'll kick things off with the first topic we're talking about today. And again, that is water wet? No, of course. It is the OTAs in Marvel Snap. That's right. Marvel Snap had 2 OTAs back to back. And we're kicking things off with, of course, the June 5th OTA. Now, this OTA was made solely because of the Golden Gauntlet 1. So based on the Golden Gauntlet 1, the cards that were or were not played, and of course, me saying, when asked what card needed love, Supergiant also got some. We'll talk about that card shortly. Let's get into Infinity Ultron. Infinity Ultron goes from a 5'8" to a 5'6", which I think is kind of harsh. I think it should have been a 5'7". But his stones got some serious love.
Hey buddy, family. His what?
Infinity Stones got some serious love.
I was like, okay.
Kicking things off with, of course, the Infinity Power Stone, going from a 3-2 to a 2-1. It still does what it does, but the fact that these stones cost so much less, going from a 3-2 to a 2-1 is huge. Going from a 3-1 to a 2-1 is huge. 3-1, 2-3. Which is crazy. That stone, the Infinity Power Stone, was one of the worst, right? Because all it did was double Infinity Ultron's power. Now, it is a 2-3, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm telling you? Sorry. The Time Stone. Sorry. The Time Stone put a card from your hand here. My bad. It was a 3-1. Now it's a 2-3. That is crazy to think about. The Infinity Space Stone, which was on reveal, move your lowest power enemy card to this location, is now a 2-5. Versus a 3-4. These are some amazing changes to these cards. The Soul Stone from a 3-3 to a 2-3. And of course, the Mind Stone from a 3-2 to a 2-2. This makes me want to play Infinity Ultron in multiple decks. But because of the Golden Gauntlet and stuff that was going on, I haven't got a chance to even test this out. But I really believe this is a great change. I'm high on this. This is great. Shout out to the team for making Infinity Ultron a better card.
Well, they had to. They had to, bro. They had to do this to make Infinity Ultron even playable. People were like from the jump not pleased with the 3 costs. It was way too high, way too much of a price. We all know how important Curve is, and anything at a 3, you know what I mean? It's just not great for the later turns. 3 is definitely the number that kind of kills because it's very difficult to play. Sometimes even on 4, you can only play the 3 costs. Like I love the fact that they brought it down in cost. Could they have made this a little bit more significant? Yeah, I think I'm not loving the power deduction like you were saying, Tech. So I have mixed feelings about this, but the bringing down the cost was definitely a necessity in order to make this card even playable, right? So in order for people to even look at this card and be like, okay, I'll play this. And the new, the new effects are good, but it's just still a little lackluster for me.
Yeah, I mean, a 5-cost card is difficult to get on turn 5, play it, and then get 2 stones. If he gave you every stone, it'd be a little different. But I mean, my thought process is maybe getting Wong out there, pause early, get Infinity Ultron to be played on Wong, pause, and getting 4 stones instead of 2. All right, but of course, you guys want to check out these card lists, go ahead and check out Snap.fan. Now we go to the next card, the card I mentioned at the Golden Gauntlet 1 when asked what card needs love, and I said Supergiant. Now, Supergiant, I'm happy for this change because, as I said that in that tournament, the turn 5 play is such a huge play. Whether you're playing bounce, whether you're playing whatever you are, discard, whatever you're playing, and to have a card that can turn off and stop turn 5 plays is huge. Supergiant was a 4-5. Nobody's playing that card, but with a 4-7 stat, that is flawless. And if you look at you trying to utilize Supergiant in a different way, you can hide your cards on turn 5 that you were worried about, whether you're playing something like Ronin, so you can now hide your Mobius. I mean, not Mobius. What's the card, the 2/6 that gives you more cards, gives you and your opponent, give your opponent 2 cards?
You talking about my man. You talking about
the one you play in a Ronin deck? Yes, that card. So you can hide that card there.
Oh my God, it's gonna kill me.
Yeah, I know. You can hide that card so that at the end of the game, that card comes out and does the thing, and Ronan gets the butt. Like, you could do so many things with Supergiant on the offensive side as well as the defensive side. So I'm happy they actually listened and made the change to Supergiant, and I hope you guys are building some phenomenal decks around it. I have yet, again, to even dabble with it because been so busy, but I can't wait to build some Supergiant decks this week. See how you feel about it?
I was a fan of Supergiant, especially in discard, right? Back in the day when Hella worked different too, it was great to probably when you extended your game to a 7, it was really cool to hide MODOK, right? And that was definitely the strategy there. So Supergiant was always cool for me in discard. And it was good, like you said, Tech, for defense. So if somebody played like a Cosmo or something, and you played your Supergiant, and it's Sarah, and you blocked that, or they were playing something essential to their combo, and you blocked that until the end turn, that probably, fucked them up for turn 6, then that's always a plus. That's a great defensive play. I love correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't she a 7 before, and then they brought her down?
Yeah, I think her power was higher before, and then they switched her back.
Yeah, Maximus is the guy's name.
Maximus,
Max 8, and I didn't even find it until right now. I didn't see it, and it literally Maximus.
That's the card, Maximus.
Yes. If I didn't get that, y'all was gonna bother me this whole fucking podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that I got that.
Maximus is the card I'm talking about. Yes. I mean, listen, it also goes great with Alioth, right? Your opponent's cards, you just Alioth them.
Exactly. You could take their cards out totally. So yeah, I like that play too. Yeah.
Exactly. When Taskmaster was a 5 cost, this is also great too. You hide the Taskmaster on 5, you do Shuri shenanigans and get a 30 power destroyer, and then voila, out comes your 30 power Taskmaster. So I'm happy Supergiant is back, and those 4/7 stats are beautiful. It's great stats. So even if you don't play Supergiant on 4 and you played on the last turn with another card with Maximus, you're putting out some huge stats. So if you guys want to see some card lists, definitely go check out, again, the website. And then we go to Omega Red, which I think only got love because, again, it wasn't on the list of played cards of the Golden Gauntlet 1. And I mean, listen, him going up in power by 1, I get it. Because now if that card is in the winning lane, he's now, 9 power across the board? No, more than 9, 12 power, right? 6 in one lane, 3 in 3. So I get it. 12 power from one card is pretty good in its spread. I mean, he's a better,
right?
Yeah, maybe even stronger power of Mr. Fantastic. But nonetheless, I hope this makes a difference. I don't think anybody's still playing Omega Red unless they're playing a Claw.
I think this is like the opposite of one of the topics we're going to talk about later. I think this card actually right now fits its aura. You know what I mean? I think Omega Red and this fit pretty well together. When you think of Omega Red, the character, you're like, oh, you know what I mean? Okay, cool. I could see this matching the type of person. Even though he was a pretty powerful villain, I could he was always easily taken out by Wolverine or somebody. So I think this is perfect aura for Omega Red.
I agree. Okay, so yeah, glad for that. And then of course we go down to the final card that got a wonderful buff. And
how you pronounce it?
It's either Giganto or Giganto, whatever you want to pronounce it. I see you
struggling on the podcast. I see them giving you
Giganto. I said, listen, there's people pronounce it, not me. I always call it Giganto, but people do call it Giganto. I've heard them say Giganto, Giganto, whatever you want to call it. It got a buff to 2 power extra. I don't know why when I ask.
What?
It got a buff to 2 power.
No. Hit the Stone Cold. Hit the Stone Cold, bro.
Yes.
What?
Like, come on, like, this is crazy to me. 14 to 16. All right, so to me, I'm not mad at this. I just don't understand why Infinite can't get his 2 power increase.
Hit what?
What?
I'm being real. Every card in the 6 cost level realm is getting love. Thanos, Giganto. Everybody's like, F the Infinite. Like, come on. Why is he not getting any love? But it's fine. His day will come.
Fart on them bars right there. Yeah.
Nah, I put it down on that. Infinite needs love. But nonetheless, how you feel about this Giganto change?
I like it. And it gives something to put in your Hellas. It gives something a nice 6/16 is a nice drop at the last turn. You know what I mean? Like I like that, especially if you're trying to win in the left lane and you can strategize toward that. I like that. Why not? Something good to have in lockjaw card lists. Yeah, I'm a fan of increased power always.
All right, perfect.
I'm a man of the people.
And that wraps up the OTAs for this week. Yeah, we got 2 OTAs back to back. Like I said, this one was early just so that we can get people their decks on time. Pause for the Golden Gauntlet 2. And speaking about the Golden Gauntlet 2, let's go into our next topic, and that is the undefeated decks as of day 1. So for those who don't know, we're recording this on the 7th, which is the day 1 of the Golden Gauntlet 2. Myself, guests, models, and Gunny is the ones running the event. We have an awesome team with us as well.
Drop a bomb on that. On that.
We got some awesome people with us as well, helping out, like Destructive One. Shout out to him being an MVP. We got White Wing Brady as always, MVP. Nick the Great Greek as well, of some others. And it's been a phenomenal time trying to help people get their games in and have a blast today. It was 1,200 people today, and I must say, from 10 a.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern, it was exactly 7 hours through 7 rounds of Marvel Snap. We have the undefeated decks kicking things off, of course, with the Destroy deck, which we all know does big things here, right? You got the Luna, the Shadow King, the Surge, the Misery, the Death Strike, of course, with Death, and you have a Merlin that does some cool things right now. And then we have, of course, on the other side, the Thanos Ongoing, which I said is still one of the strongest decks in the game. And then, of course,
wow,
yeah, even with the nerf, look, and then we have another Thanos deck, of course, being undefeated as well. And this Thanos deck is the one with the Alioth, Gladiator, Fenris Wolf, all that hot stuff in there, and of course with Captain Marvel, Red Hulk, etc. And another Thanos deck. So we got 3 Thanos decks undefeated, and this one, of course, is the Cannonball Mercury. And we're going to talk about Cannonball Mercury in a quick second, because the bottom one is also a Cannonball Mercury, and we have to give respect where respect is due. I believe Ika or somebody made the Cannonball Misery deck that KM Best then took and went to Infinite and became #1 with. And what's so special about Cannonball Mercury? Well, if you guys remember Cannonball Professor X, Cannonball Mercury is it. Mercury is one of the 2 cards that accidentally came out this week, and Mercury is a 2/2, as you guys can see. The ability is this card can move once, and your enemy cards cannot move in this lane. So I know Cino's in La La Land. I'm going to explain that to him one more time.
Yeah,
like Jeff's ability, you can play the card down on 2. You can then move it one time into one of the other lanes, and your enemy cards in that lane cannot move. So what do? On turn 5 or turn 6, you move that card to a lane where your opponent has the most or biggest card. And what do? You cannonball it. Now, it doesn't matter if your opponent has free space. Your opponent's cards can't move. So what happens? Cannonball automatically makes that card a rock.
See, you got me there. Okay, now you said something I like to hear. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
See, you got me there. Before,
Yes.
I was definitely going to hit you with the boobly boo blah, blue,
The what?
What? Yeah.
So
I was definitely about to hit you with that. But now you making sense. You talking Cannonball. You talk. All right. I'm following. I'm following that.
Now
that
you throw Fenris in the deck. Fenris now copies your opponent's highest destroyed or discarded card. So if you play Mercury on 2, Wolf on 3, you do all the things you need to do. Come turn 6, you move Mercury, you cannonball your opponent's strongest card, and then you turn it on if you bring it back with Fenris Wolf. That's a hard combination to beat. So I understand why that Thanos deck is undefeated, along with the Cannonball Professor X Mercury. That's crazy. This is just madness is going on, guys. But here are your undefeated decks of day 1. We do have a plethora of players that are going over to day 2. We're going to have the last 3 rounds. So rounds 8 to 10. Or last 2 rounds. How you want to do the math there. And then, of course, we have the top 16 cut all the way to the final. So how do you feel about these crazy undefeated decks so far?
Thanos. He's inevitable. We get it.
There you go.
I'm digging the Mercury Cannonball list that you were just talking about. That's really, really interesting, really smart and thought out. Yeah, I'm liking all these lists, man. This is definitely a competitive tournament. You can tell everybody's been really intricate and thought out with what they were going with, right? And then they knew.
Correct.
Apparently, they all knew that they needed that Thanos, except for one, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Well, one or two. Yeah, thought no Thanos, but the rest were like, yep, we definitely rolling with the Mad Titan here. Yeah, I think this is all built for success. These guys all did a great job putting their list together. I could see they were all kind of on the same mental wavelength.
Yeah.
So gonna be kind of interesting to see what comes up tomorrow in part 2. I have a feeling we're gonna stay on theme. It's gonna be
Gonna be
more Thanos.
Gauntlet. Yeah, I mean, he is the villain of the tournament. So
and they so-called nerfed him with Strange Supreme getting that hit. So I don't. I guess it wasn't as good as
Mercury Cannonball coming out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Shout out to some honorable mentions. Kat, I think, is running the same exact list of this undefeated deck outside of Gorgon. She don't have Gorgon, but she did a good job. So shout out to her running this list.
I wish
shout
I
out
could
to Tucker.
Her Gorgon. Yeah. I could give her
Gorgon. Give her Gorgon. Yeah. I get that.
Yeah,
Tucker. Tucker's 4 and I believe 4 and 2. Tucker's on to the next round.
Oh,
4 and 3.
Go, no.
He's 5. Sorry, let me say it correctly. He's 5 and 2, guys. He's 7. 5 and 2. Tucker's on to day 2, doing his big thing. Shout out to Tucker. He's running a Gorgon Agamotto deck. Shout out to him. Honorable mention again is Shang Joya. Shang and Joya 6 and 1, guys. He's running some crazy lists. Shout out to him doing big things as well. And shout out to my brother Supreme.
Gonna be a great player.
Yeah.
So
shout out to 6 and 1. He's doing his thing. And shout out to my brother who, him and Kat didn't make it, but they played great, had a blast. He was running a tribunal list. So shout out to him.
Oh,
so, yeah.
He pioneered the tribunal over here.
Yes, that's right. Good things. All right, so now we're going to dive into the 5 cards that we each think the abilities does not match their aura in the game. Now, this was, I believe, one of the questions we got for the 100 episode of the podcast. Am I right?
Yeah,
kind
of. I think it was something like that. Yeah, actually, it was. I was thinking cards that popular cards that text don't match their abilities or something like that, or don't match. So it was something like that. But I think it morphed into this when we were yeah.
Okay, so we'll dive into your list first. Of course, we can go back and forth, however you want to do it.
Mr. Negative.
Oh no, not just like this variant just looks so good. I had to do it.
Yeah.
What is your first card? And I'll pick my card. What's your first card that you want to discuss?
Right. So let's start at 5 and go up to 1. Let's do that. All right.
What's
so my
5?
5th card, the number 5 that doesn't match the aura, the text don't match the aura, the ability. I'm going Thor. All right. Thor just seems like it seems like you have to do too much to get too little. It makes any sense at all. I think it does. You have to do way too much to get the payoff for Thor. And even then, when you get the payoff, the stat line still feels lackluster. And I get it. And shout out to Tech, because he'll say this all the time. Back when I used to say this, I'd be like, a lot of these characters, they don't have what they're supposed to. They don't have that hit, that vibe they're supposed to have. And when you're starting a game, you want to make sure that the more popular cards are available and right there to draw people in. I get that, totally get that. But now that we're 3 years in, right? Correct?
Yeah. It'll be in October.
In October, we're 3 years in. We're damn near 3 years in.
Yes.
I think it's time we start making some goddamn adjustments. Okay, Thor needs a little more love. God of Thunder, OG in the Marvel universe. +6 is not just gonna. It just doesn't do it. You know what I mean? It's not giving. It's not giving God of Thunder. Yeah, it's you still gotta get the hammer, and then you gotta play the hammer, right? So Moon, to me. Yeah, it's a really dope effect and everything. But I think we both can agree that Thor has been an afterthought now that Lockjaw has been brought to a 4 cost. Back when Lockjaw used to be a 3, he was played all the time. Now, Beta Ray Bill's a better play than playing Thor, in my opinion.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Thor's
I hear
number
you.
5.
I'm still going with the Mjolnir to me. All right, totally understandable. All right, so my number 5 on my list would have to be Crossbones. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Crossbones, I feel, I get it. You can only play here when you're winning this location. No, Crossbones is all about crushing bones. I think Crossbones should be a destroy card and not a just, hey, play in the lane that I'm winning. I think based on the character and what he does, I would love to see Crossbone become a destroy card and kind of either have something like how Death Strike is, like, hey, if the card is lower than me, I destroy it, kind of like what a Tuma does for your own lane. He should do this for the enemy lane. That would be my take on Crossbones at my number 5. All right, so
Ooh, I like that though. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. Let's discuss your number 5 real quick. Like I think his name is Crossbones, right? Yeah. Which means somebody gotta go, right? Somebody gotta die, which means he gotta destroy something. So yeah, somebody gotta die. So he gotta destroy something, right? Yes. Now if he's like what the reverse chi?
No, reverse the reverse Atuma. So instead of your lane, because Atuma destroys the lowest power card in your lane, then you just destroy the lowest power card in your opponent's lane.
Yeah, like a Lady Death Strike, right? But
Death Strike destroys both
already.
She does both. Remember, she destroys both sides.
So you're just strictly the opponent's lane. It destroys. All right. It gives me Guardian vibes, Red Guardian vibes. So,
it does. I get it. Yeah. At a 4/10 might be a little bit tricky.
Takes out and
he draws a card and then destroy. He will just drop a 4/10 down. Like, okay, I'm taking out this card.
No, I'm talking about Red Guardian.
Oh, Red Guardian. That's right.
Red Guardian, not Gladiator. Yeah.
Right.
He affects the opponent's side. So that's what you're saying. You want him to destroy somebody on the opponent's side.
Yes.
I'm not mad at that. All right, number 4 for me has got to be our boy, man, the Punisher. Gotta be, and that variant is sick. That is also my
favorite variant there.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't gonna get twisted. We should hold on. We gotta really do this right. We can't rock that variant. We gotta rock this variant. The New York slice variant.
Right there. That's how you hold a pizza too, right?
Facts.
Chicago.
Chicago.
That's how you hold a pizza right there. If it ain't like that, it ain't real pizza. You heard?
Facts.
Yes. Let's go. Punisher is way too good of a character. Way too important in the Marvel universe, way too important in comic books to be a +1 ongoing 3/3 for every enemy card here. It's too light. We both know it's not giving enough Punisher vibes. That aura don't match that text right there. It definitely got to be fixed. Punisher is a wicked motherfucker who goes out there trying to take out even superheroes. He's trying to take out.
I think Punisher should have had the Laufey ability, where it's take 1 power from each. Well, he does it from each card in the lane, but each of your opponent's card take 1 power, right? So you could drop this down on the last turn, and he'll absorb the power of the opponent. So if your opponents have 4 cards, he at least gets 4 power. He becomes a 3/7. I think that's something that he should have had.
You can't think of nothing a little bit more substantial, man. It still feels light to me for some reason.
Well, I mean, listen, he's getting +1 for each card there anyway, but he's not taking. Punisher is the Punisher. He should be punishing people. This ongoing is just basically, okay, I get +1 for each of your cards in that lane. No, you should be taking.
It should be affliction. It should be affliction.
Right,
You're right.
Exactly. Right. Right. He should be punishing people.
Right. He's taking something from you. So, but taking away 1 doesn't feel satisfying.
But bro,
enough.
I think because you get him in the beginning of the game. I understand what you're saying.
One card undoes all that.
But guess what? But guess what though? Well, that's why he's ongoing. But guess what? You can use other cards to get more, right? The Wong effect. So if he's on reveal, now he gets 8 versus just 4, right? You could do the Odin. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that should be what he does.
You gotta change it to on reveal. Even
correct. You gotta be on reveal.
Ongoing and the text doesn't. The aura. It does. The +1 just doesn't match the character of Punisher. Like he should be a lot more substantial. Should be a
affliction.
lot more. Yeah, it should be affliction, but he should have like a punch. Even if you got to raise his cost and raise the affliction, in my opinion, just to make him substantial. I want him to be important. So it has to be, for me, it has to pack a boom when you play him.
Yeah,
now the on reveal, I'm loving the fact that you said on reveal because it works with Karmatage. You know what I mean? You can do the Paul, the Wong, the Odin type shit, the Grandmaster, these things, right?
Bro, exactly.
You know, I get it. I'm on the same wavelength with you, bro. I get it, but it got to pack a punch for me because the Punisher is the fucking Punisher. That's Frank.
I know, and I agree. I agree 100%. We dropping the bomb on that.
Let's go.
He need to have that on reveal affliction because he's supposed to punish your opponents. I don't care if it's +1, +2, +8. I don't give it. I don't care what he takes away. He should be affliction. He should be the Punisher, and he should be your on reveal. Let's do it.
Big facts. Amen.
My number 4 card is gonna go to Mr. Sinister. Why? Because it's in his name, Mr. Sinister. Now, Mr. Sinister, his comic book origin is he takes clones, he clones people, etc., etc. I just think Mr. Sinister making a clone of himself.
You calling him a sinner? He's a sinner.
Yeah, he's a sinner. Him making a clone of himself is not ideal, I think. Because if you look at the comics or even look at the cartoons, we go to X-Men 90 before X-Men 97, the years the original X-Men cartoons. He was making clones. He was trying to clone trying to clone and make Cable from Jean Grey and Scott. I think in this game, Mr. Sinister should clone your opponent's card. I don't know if it should be the lowest card. If you guys like doing the top front card, the back card, Mr. Sinister should be
higher the cost, right? So what do you? How significant do you want him to be?
I think he's still a 2 cost. I think he's still a 2 cost, but I think
then it would be like your lowest card, right?
Right. Yeah. Either your lowest card or, like I said, you could do the front
3 cost and under, or something like that,
Or you can make it more strategic and have him copy the card that's in the same quadrant or the same location of the quadrant of him. So if there's a card like Iron Man, for example, that's in the 3rd spot in that quadrant, and you play him on the 3rd spot on your side, he copies the Iron Man. You know what I mean? Like, you want to make it strategic because the Sinister is that intelligent clone master. So I think he should be on that level of still a 2 cost, but he clones himself as one of the cards that's in the same, side of your opponent's side. So if they're in the front, they're number 1 in the front. Because, if you think about the quadrant, is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if he's number 1, your opponent's card is, like I said, Iron Man. And in the first quadrant, the first part of the quadrant, he becomes a Iron Man. You understand? I think that's what it should be. That's my take on what I feel Mr. Sinister should become.
Yo, Tech.
Yo.
Boobity blue blah. Boobity blue blah.
Yeah. What? I made it simple for you.
The minute you started going quadrant,
he
was like, over, bro. Hold on.
I'm done.
He was like, my mind said,
what? You might have said, what? Listen, all right. I'm gonna break it down a little bit easier. Like I said, if your opponent had Iron Man the first time,
that was a hell of an explanation. I understood what you were saying, but damn. So you want him to copy the front row, correct? The top
front or
row.
back? No, whatever row he's in. So whatever section he's in.
So if he's in the second section, he copies whatever card from the second.
So correct. He don't have to slide out and make a clone of himself. He becomes the clone, if that makes sense. He turns into an Iron Man, right? Or he turns into whatever.
I think I like that. I like that. When you simplify it, that sounds way better.
Yeah. So whatever side your opponent's on, you on that side, you clone it. You clone that card. So now
that sounds way better.
Right. It gives that kind of strategic play on when do you play, huh?
And it's cheap. It's a 2.
It's a 2 cost.
Card.
Yeah.
You get it. It's almost my man. What's my man named Morph-esque?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Correct. Just like Morph. But at least now you're knowing exactly what cards you're morphing into. You get what I'm saying? So it really, listen, you could play this card or you could play Red Guardian, right? So, either way is really up to you. You know what I mean? I think this would be a cool concept because he is the clone master. So that was just my take on my number 4. What's your number 4? Let me start your number 4 now.
Number 3, my friend. My number 3 is, and I'm not gonna be nice about this, guys, because your boy,
Who is it?
he roll with Logan. All right, I'm a Wolverine fan, so number 3 is that lame Scott Summers. Okay, Scott Summers over here. He's vanilla card. He is literally white rice. He's what is those cakes? Rice cakes. They taste like nothing, like the
Wow.
plain ones that
Yes,
taste
that's
like
what I have.
nothing.
That's
Yeah,
what I eat,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. See, it's not satisfying at all, right? You don't even feel like you're eating anything. That's what the regular Cyclops is. Now, of course, I know what you guys out there are gonna tell me, but there's ways to enhance them. You have your Patriots, right? You have your high evolutionary cards that you can do to enhance Cyclops. But without those cards, your man is soft, son. Pause. He's lame. He's a loser. There's no purpose for your man right here at all, man. Like, it's not matching any type of aura right now. Now, other than the fact that I'm a Wolverine, I'm gonna try to be unbiased for just 2 seconds. Cyclops, leader of the X-Men. Shout out to X-Men 97 because I feel like they really brought out the best in Cyclops.
They did.
With the whole optical beam. Shout out to X-Men versus Street Fighter, where they really, I think, was the ones that made Cyclops cool with that big ass blast pulse. Like, that was crazy. But when he jumped out the plane and they made him look at least a lot tougher than the other one.
To me,
yeah,
my
plain white bread, clean cut, Professor Xavier's boy type from back in the day. It just he wasn't cool. But this, like, it don't he it's not matching. He's a 3/4. There's really no impact, and without those enhancements, I think with high evolutionary they finally got it right. So I think that should have just been Cyclops from the jump. That should have been what he did. You know what I mean? He shoots out some affliction. Okay, cool. That's something I can go with. You know what I mean? If he just naturally did that, that would have been perfect. But
I totally get it.
Yeah, but because he's just plain vanilla, he definitely makes the list.
All right, there you go, Cyclops. I agree with you 100%. I think if he had the affliction from the high Evo package as that card, I get it. But like we said, these cards are early, and they couldn't really make some of these cards that strong. So I totally understand. My number 3 goes to Ant-Man. I mean, I think he does a great thing by getting +4 power as long as the side is full. I just think Ant-Man needs not to rely on the side being full, but actually being able to get more powerful without that type of ongoing piece of it. When you guys think Ant-Man, he could shrink, he can get bigger. Pause. I think something where it can be it could be one of those things where we don't have a card that does it yet, but like a card that goes make a decision. Do you want to be smaller and do blank, or do you want to be bigger, pause, and do blank? I think that's what it should be based on your energy. So he can't be a one cost. He has to be, you know what I mean? Like something different, because we have all these spells and stuff that do cool things. I think we need a card that has that ability to do
what
both.
If it was like something like Sunspot, where you can energy, or some sort of power increase, right? So he's getting bigger pause. And then you have something different that would, I don't know, would
help him do something like
something better, small.
Right.
Pause.
We spoke about the quadrant that you got, or Bibbidi Boobla on. You know what I
mean? What?
So I think there's no 5th card in Snap, no 5th card in the lane in Snap. I think Ant-Man becomes that first card where he can become shrunken to where you either use the energy that you did not like you said, like Sunspot, I like the idea. Use energy you did not use, and you can shrink him and add an additional power to a ready full lane. Or you make him bigger, pause, and he takes up the entire 4 spots. I think that's something that could be something that's different. I know that's very far-fetched and super copium, but I think that'd be cool. I think Ant-Man should embody that aura of not just getting big when, getting +4 when he has a full location, but being able to do something if he shrinks, because that's what Ant-Man does, right? That's how I look at it. Well, maybe you shrink him and his power now gets absorbed into another card. You know what I mean? Something like that, if you don't want to say the 5th card in the lane. But you get my point. You think about Ant-Man, the movie, with him going into Iron Man pause and he's either damaging Iron Man or helping. You know what I mean? Like something like that I think would be cool. They embody him getting bigger by getting a +4. I think they need something that embodies him getting smaller. That's just my take.
I agree. And you spoke great on his snap dynamic, but his character dynamic as far as his position in the MCU. Ant-Man was an Avenger. Like he rolled with the big dogs. Like he should have more of a stance. Yeah, he should have more of a stance. Right. In the game of Snap, being the character that he is, so he should match what he does. And I don't like Tech was saying, like I just don't feel like this does it. But I get it. We were trying to put characters out that people knew to draw them in, but we didn't necessarily do justice to the character. And I think Ant-Man did get necessarily hit by that. You know, he got minimized due to popularity, which if that makes any sense.
It does, and you also got to look at this was one of the first cards, and in Snap they want to make it very simple. It's not until now they got into the Yu-Gi-Oh realm where we can say get bigger or smaller, pause. You know what I mean? So I get it. They went with the get bigger portion, pause, but it is
how Wasp gets smaller and moves, like do something like that. Yeah, like that would be cool.
Should have done that too. Wasp would have been cool if she shrunk and moved to another lane, right? Like you know, I can't get hurt with blank, right? Like you can't damage blank. I think that would have been awesome, but nonetheless. We digress. What is your number 2 card?
My number 2 card is the best Marvel character in Marvel. Right? He holds it down. That is the man, the myth, the legend, Wolverine, bro. Come on, you know this. I'm mad you didn't know this from the jump. And look at that sick variant. Let's give some love to the variant god right now. With that variant right there, Alexander Lozano. Right there.
Yes.
Got Wolverine in battle. Got the suit flying off.
Before you continue, real quick.
Yeah.
You're welcome, everyone, including you, Sino. You're welcome. I told you guys when the bounty came out, you didn't have to work too hard. I couldn't promise you guys a Series 5 pack, but I do promise you guys we're going to get the variants. Why? Because we have every variant in the game. I want to make sure you guys have this variant, every variant. So I was able to play my heart out with those cards like Pixie and Infinite. Go to Infinite, and we got both this Wolverine and the Gambit for free in your inboxes. Make sure you guys go ahead and check it out if you haven't yet already. That includes you as well. Sino, continue.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you out here in the community getting us what we need to get out here, these free variants. Yes. Thank you, Variant God.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to continue. Thank you so much for the fucking unnecessary flex, the fucking the cheap pop, as we like to say in wrestling. What? Matter of fact, drop a bomb on everybody getting this, man. Let's go. There you go. You happy now?
I'm very happy. Yes.
All right. Cool. So we already know, everybody knows, this card does not match its aura at all. +2 every time it is destroyed, and moves to a regenerate, right?
Yep.
Regenerate it at a random location. So it goes to a random and moves to it was a very fancy way of saying that it flips to another location. I don't like it. I think Wolverine is a rageful character. He's way too offensive to be so just minimized the way he is. Like, I think he should destroy. And it makes sense, right? Because he has a healing factor. Yeah. So he will regenerate with a power buff. I get it. It just doesn't match the impact of Wolverine. He should be going out there ripping through cars.
If you remember, I think when he first came out, it was just regenerate. I don't think he got plus any power.
That was insane. And that's why they changed it, because that doesn't make any sense.
I agree with you. I think he should have both. Again, we're in a time in Snap now where cards have multiple abilities. They have ongoing and they have on reveals, or they have text that does two things. And I think you're right. He should have both abilities. He should be, when playing the lane, he afflicts a enemy card, and if he's destroyed, he gets +2 power. Like, I think it should just be both. I think that's exactly, because the cool thing would be, if you destroy him, he flips into a lane. When he flips into that lane, he gets +2, but he also afflicts damage to one of your opponent's card randomly. You understand? So every time you destroy him and he flips into a lane, he claws one, and then he gets his +2 from being destroyed and coming back.
Every time you destroy him, he'll destroy a random card on the field or something.
He got destroyed. Right? No, he shouldn't destroy the card. He should definitely use his claws. No. I think Gambit. That's why you have Gambit for Gambit. I think he should use his claws.
Nah, hear me out. You destroy him, and then as he's flipping and he goes to the next lane, he and just destroys a random card, whatever. Yeah. I don't know. If flicks, he don't match a flick. Wolverine,
he does.
He carves up things. He stabs things. He kills things. He don't afflict. Like that's not what he does.
Yeah, but again, you have too many cards to do the destroy thing. I think you have Gambit already for that. I think you should have him afflict.
Is that guy? Who cares how many cards you change the other cards? You don't minimize Wolverine.
But you can't make Wolverine too powerful because that means you destroy another card. You can't do that, bro. So to take away his +2 regeneration. I mean, you think about it. What you mean? Why you don't want cards to be OP?
I'm good with that. I'm good with the.
You don't want cards to be OP.
Take away the +2 and let him attack a random card on whichever lane he flips to. What? That boy be lethal.
Yeah, but he can't destroy if it's cheaper than him, right? Like, so that's another thing. That's why I said you afflict the damage. Doesn't matter if the card is a Magneto. You understand?
I'd make him like a 3 cost or 4 cost, and I'd make him lethal like that. Well, no, 3 cost is better because you can destroy him a couple times.
But either way, what's his power like? Because he can't destroy a card that's lower than him. You get what I'm saying? Like, what's his? That's where it comes down to. The affliction makes sense.
3/5 is decent.
Okay, so he can destroy the small cards.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Even that don't feel right to me. I figure out a way. This
is the reason why I said allow him to keep his +2. But think about it: if you kill him and he goes into another lane and afflicts 2 power damage, he's now becoming a 2/7 by just one destroy.
It's the affliction part that I don't like because
chat. Help us down below. What do you guys think Wolverine should be? I agree with Sino. He should have a second ability. I think it should be affliction. He thinks destroy. You guys are
not agreeing on it. Y'all gotta help us out with this because we definitely not on the same page with this one.
I think affliction. So let me know how you guys feel.
I think destroy.
So my number 2 card. Oh shit. That's what happens when I get all. Yeah, I mean, my number 2 card is Jeff, the baby land shark, ladies and gentlemen. Playing a lot of rivals, hence why we got the rivals variant up here. Jeff right now needs love regardless, but I think Jeff, once he moves into a lane, he should gobble pause an opponent's card. Right? That's what I think should happen. That's what sharks do. No. He should not destroy. He should not destroy. I said gobble. So again, we go back to affliction.
What in the world is gobble? What in the gobble are you talking about? What is a gobble? What is that? Explain that.
So again, the animation, the gobble. So he's going to, you see the jaw animation comes down and he calls affliction to either cards in that lane or whatever. Yeah, just like how Rocket and Groot afflicts, right? When you play on Rocket and Groot, what do? Take the bazooka and shoot you. It afflicts damage, and they get the extra energy. So you can do the same thing with Jeff. Well, you know, you do the same. Well, his animation will be a gobble, right? So you take Jeff, move him into a lane, he gobble. Either he gets that power or he just calls the affliction. I think that would be cool. I think Jeff needs that. The fact that he just move and can't be stopped, I get it, but I think Jeff the Baby Land Shark should do some type of affliction with his chomps, right? His gobble. I'm thinking about rivals because that's the sound he makes when he gobbles people up and spit them out.
This guy.
All right, so that's my number 2.
It's rare. I don't know if it's rare, but I don't agree with you on this one. I think Jeff is actually pretty fine. I think the aura matches what it is. I don't know if Jeff is supposed to be as impactful. He's not as impactful as a character, so should he be impactful? Like I think it matches fine. I don't think Jeff needs any more significance than he is. He's already a low cost card that can't be stopped. He can move into certain locations that you can't get into. So I think there's value already there. At a 2/3, there's some value already there.
Nightcrawler does the same thing.
Yeah, but he's 1/2, so it's a perfect pairing. Nightcrawler and Jeff.
But that's, to me, that's ridiculous.
Nightcrawler, they both do the same exact thing. Now see, that was a good point for Nightcrawler not being respected as far as his aura.
No, he's fine. Nightcrawler is who he is.
He's fine. Nightcrawler is the shit, bro. I don't know if you understand.
We're not getting honorable mentions here.
Marvel world.
That's
just saying. Nightcrawler, that boy lethal.
All right, who's your number one?
My number one. That's my old shit because I got to stall. Oh yeah, I remember now. Captain America. Captain America is one of the most useless cards in this game.
Wow, buff Captain America. There's a lot of people who was with buff Captain
And
America.
they're right because he is one of the matching the character. It does not. The leader of the Avengers, like I'm just saying, the aura has to match the text, right? And it does not do it here. He is one of the most powerful Marvel superheroes out there. Why exactly is he one of the weakest Marvel Snap cards out there? Shout out to Perry because I know he's saying a fucking men right now. He's definitely cheering me on right now because Perry's a big Captain America fan. And shout out to Cap because he's from Brooklyn and you already know where your boy from. So, but other than that, I'm not really been a Captain America fan. But in Snap, it just don't add up to me. Why Cap is so weak in Snap, but he's one of the most powerful Marvel superheroes we have out there. He's supposed to be the first Avenger. You know what I mean? His impact is supposed to be a lot more than what it is. So this is why this is one of my number one most disappointing, like as far as matching aura with character.
So what should he be? What should he have?
Oof, that's a good question, bro. That is a good question, and I think they kind of messed up and gave it to Sam Wilson, Captain America, instead of him. I think he should have kind of like how Thor is. He should be interacting with the Shield. I think they probably
should now though.
Yeah, he does
Sam
now.
Wilson.
It's not as impactful as Sam Wilson. You know what I mean? Like if I would have had something, if Cap America was the Sam Wilson card, I probably wouldn't be complaining as hard. I would have been like, oh, okay, cool. That kind of makes sense. So I would probably switch that around and give him that. Oh, what plus would I give? What plus would I give? Probably. Yeah, I probably do. Probably just a little bit more powerful than Sam Wilson. Probably just one more power more than Sam Wilson does.
That's fair. I get it. I mean, I have no quarrels with Captain America. I know people want him to be a better card. I get it. It's an early card, and I think them allowing the Shield to work with him now is pretty good, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, I think if they want to do something in the past or before the game is what it is now, maybe just like Thor, he gets the Shield, toss it on the field or whatever, protects. I don't know. Either way, I'm with you on that. Maybe he needs some love, but right now, because Sam Wilson's Shield works with him, I'm pretty good with Captain America.
Like imagine he interacted with his own Shield now, and then you played Cap Sam Wilson, and then you know what I mean? You had a couple Shields out there that were wilding and giving buffs to Cap and Sam and our girl. What's our girl's name?
Which one?
Carter, Captain Carter.
Yeah, but she's not a. Yeah, that's fine.
Doesn't she interact with the Shield too? Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't.
No,
because she's not a Captain America. You're wrong, 100%.
I'm wrong.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I thought you did. No bullshit.
No, you're thinking about giving the Shield the same power as her, but she doesn't interact with it. Remember, she does that with any card. No problem. That's all good. We all thought it would have worked because she is a Captain America in a different world, but not in Marvel Snap. She's just a Captain Carter. So
why that stuck in my head?
Because we all assumed that.
Yeah.
We assumed in the other world she's a Captain America. She's not a Captain America. She's a Great Britain. No, she's not. No, she's not at all. She is.
She's like a variant.
She's
like
Captain Britain. No. She's Captain Britain. The Captain Carter card we have is Captain Britain, or whatever card you want to call it. She's Captain that. She's Captain Carter. That's what she is. Not Captain America. She's Captain Carter. In the other seasons of the alternate universe, she does take up the shield, but not Captain America's shield. She takes up the Great Britain shield. So that's why the shield doesn't interact with her, and it shouldn't because she is not a Captain America. She's Captain Carter, which is for her. For the,
I give you the technicality there, but yeah, I give you the technicality.
You get what I'm saying? So that's the reason why. Okay, that's cool. I love it. My number one goes to Adam Warlock. Now, as you guys know in the comics, this Adam Warlock is one of the beings that was able to destroy Thanos with no problem. The fact that he's able to wield the gauntlet, as you guys see in this amazing variant, should say that he should embody something even more powerful than the Thanos we have now. Now, his ability is end of turn, draw a card if you're winning the lane, otherwise gets +1. So here's a card that has 2 abilities that happens, which I mentioned earlier for the other cards. But for Adam Warlock, him being a 2/0, not good at all. He should be way more powerful. Yes, they tried to make him powerful, it didn't work, but his ability to draw another card, I am not a fan of it. I love the animation, I get it, why they did it. I just think Adam Warlock needs something else. What that something else is, I can't call it. I just think for this wonderful being of immense power, him just getting +1 or drawing a card is not it. That's my take for my Adam Warlock. How do you feel?
Exactly. Okay. I feel the same exact way that you do. I feel like this card needs a total rework as far as significance. I think exactly like Adam Warlock is way too powerful to be minimized to what Snap has minimized him to in the game as far as significance. So I think this needs a high cost, high impact effect, and high power. Like, I think that's the type of card that Adam Warlock should be. You know what I mean? Agreed. I think that's the type of impact he should have in Snap. And I don't, and it's been far too long since probably the game was created. Adam Warlock has not been that guy. He was actually the guy to avoid for a very long time until recently when he got some sort of smidget of love significance. Yeah, so I think complete rework. I don't even know what it could be. I don't even think I can't even think about what it could be right now. Like
me neither, but it needs something.
A total fix.
Yeah, agreed. All right, guys. So that wraps up our 5 cards that don't match the aura in Snap. If you guys want to be awesome, leave your 5 down below. We are picking comments and we are gifting them something awesome. We're giving away a gold pass for this wonderful comment, whether you leave down below from any of the things we mentioned earlier, whether it's water wet, how you feel about our take on Wolverine, and of course your top 5 characters that do not match their aura in Snap. Now, shout out to the winner from the last podcast, Mr. Joseph Medina. He did buy his battle pass. We did gift him what he wanted. We gave him what he wanted. So shout out to him again, Joseph Medina. Thank you for the support.
My burner
Thank
account
you for everything.
Didn't win, so I'm very upset. Maybe this time my burner account will win.
Yeah, here you go with the foolishness. So that's how we do when it comes to that. Now we're gonna get to the next topic as mentioned before, and that's WWE follow-up. So as you guys know, last week we mentioned they terminated a few stars. One of them being the one and only R-Truth, aka K Quick, and of course Carlito. This week, after the termination, WWE banned and stopped people from supporting R-Truth, not wearing R-Truth gear, blah, 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 blah. That was very odd. We saw some other members. Yeah, we saw some other members kind of distance themselves on X, formerly known as Twitter. The Miz and Gunther kind of removed their WWE items. They don't know what's going on there. There were some tweets, don't know if it's real or not, that they're now trying to renegotiate Roman Reigns' contract for him getting such a big payout from being a part-time star, which I think that is outrageous because that gentleman had WWE on his back for a long time, especially another person, Drew McIntyre, who had WWE on his back during one of the craziest times of our lives, which is the pandemic. So yeah, I mean, we can't say the C word. They might flag us. So that's why I said the pandemic. But now you know. It's staying in here. We're gonna see what happens. And then of course, as I said before, now they're trying to talk about Roman Reigns. I don't know if that's true or not, but we did see that. And then finally, but not least, I'm hearing that Triple H and The Rock are having issues backstage. We know something's weird about that because Triple H didn't mention The Rock in his Hall of Fame speech. He mentioned everybody else but The Rock.
Wild.
Yeah, very weird. Their rivalry is what made both stars who they are, to be honest.
Yeah.
And of course, The Rock went on to Stone Cold and bigger names. Triple H went on to Undertaker and other names. So it's weird that these two guys who kind of made their career off of each other don't show each other love. And they're both on the board of TKO.
100 times in their career, like in different stages.
Yeah.
Literally kept fighting each other. Rocky Maivia and Hunter Hearst Helmsley for the Intercontinental Championship. Rocky Maivia won and beat him. That's early, right? That's beginning. Then you move up to DX versus the Nation of Domination.
Right, correct.
SummerSlam, Triple H versus The Rock, right, for the Intercontinental title. Then The Rock moves on, like you said, and starts feuding with people like Stone Cold. You know, and they start the whole. And he becomes part of the corporation, right? And so they do all that. Triple H then leaves DX parts, and then becomes part of the
power couple with Stephanie,
and then becomes champion finally. And then they have the McMahon Helmsley era
versus
right, where The Rock is basically opposing them right through the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it's like even every time they go up, and it's and now they literally Rock's on the board, and Triple H is I believe a COO of the company, right? So and creative and head of creative. So it's literally them opposing each other at every level of the business.
And what we're hearing again from inside sources, Jonathan Coachman and other members, is that.
I read a lot on him.
Yeah, too. That they are they're in $5 billion in debt. Some crazy number of billion in debt.
They're in debt.
This is why WrestleMania is now going back to Vegas, which is like weird. And they're saying in 18 months Triple H might be out. There might be more cuts. WWE is in a weird place.
Yeah, rumors are that The Rock would like his writer and old head of creative Brian Gwartz to be in charge instead of Triple H, and he's vying hard for that to happen. Now, that's I believe what's causing the rift between Triple H and The Rock there. And the company, is in debt, so they're putting like companies on the mats, on the ring, on the ring posts, everything.
Advertisement. Listen, we're not in debt, but whatever you guys want. If you guys want your advertisements, we have so much. We made so much space from the last episode, so we can slap whatever you guys want, whatever you want. Pause. You guys, we're talking Cash App. You want to go ahead and send us some love? What's that? FanDuel, whatever you guys want. We got space, so let us know, and we'll slap. You
don't be slapping nothing on me, man.
All over the screen.
I don't be slapping nothing on me, boy.
Doing a podcast with Cena or something else. All right. Yeah, so that's what's happening in WWE land. Cena, what do you think, man? You think the rumors is true? You think Triple H and The Rock really going to war?
It's something going on, right? I don't know if it's The Rock and Triple H going to war. Sometimes people just like to talk, but even though I do think there's something there, The Rock announces WrestleMania in New Orleans, and then they change it to Vegas. So I don't think The Rock was probably pleased with that either. I think that played also a part in The Rock not returning for the Cena angle that he was put in.
Yeah.
And according to The Rock, it was because ticket sales for Elimination Chamber were trash. So they needed to pick it up, and that was the way, and that was the whole point for The Rock to go, was to say that WrestleMania was in New Orleans and to do the Cena thing. And then The Rock I think The Rock was just like, you know what, screw it, and then took himself out because it made no sense for The Rock to not be at WrestleMania and Travis Scott to be at Travis. This is what we doing now? Like seriously?
Right, Travis Scott, which is crazy.
It's a mistake. Facts. Now, also, there was the rumor that instead of, you know how they have this thing going on with Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena and Logan. It wasn't supposed to be Logan. It was supposed to be Travis Scott. It was supposed to be John Cena and Travis Scott versus Jey and Cody. That was what the rumor.
Okay.
That was what
I like that better anyway.
The thing is, Travis Scott was going through the training, and then I guess something got pulled out or paused, or just wasn't. I got delayed, or I don't know, and they had to switch something on the fly, and that's where the whole Logan edition was brought in. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, that. I think the hesitation in creative storylines dying. Talent being cut just out of nowhere. I mean, Carlito's part of the Judgment Day. He's gone the next day with no explanation. That makes
no sense.
Back in the day, you used to get your ass whooped, and then they'd be like, "All right,
you gotta go."
Yeah,
right.
He got his ass whooped so bad, he's in the hospital. He'll never recover. Like that's how they wrote you off back in the day. Now it's just like, "All right, you out, bro. Like get out of here." And nothing, no explanation. He's just not here. So yeah, I think a lot of things being rushed, a lot of things being half-assed just shows lack of leadership really, and the struggle within the board controlling WWE as far as just as comparison to Vince McMahon being the one controlling it.
Any idea you think Vince McMahon can get his company back? They sell it to him.
That was the rumor, right? He's working with the Saudi Arabians to buy his company back. That's the golden rumor out there. So
oh boy,
I don't know, man.
Maybe
I don't know. And even if he does get it back, is it valuable? Will people support it due to the allegations that
he got to be a shadow owner. He got to be.
Yeah, is that Vince McMahon though? Right? That's not really Vince McMahon. Right?
You got to do something to know, because people don't like people who do foolishness out here. So it won't be supported to that level, and I'm sure the wrestlers won't want to stay either. So AEW might be getting some love real soon. All right, let's go ahead and do what we do best, and let's surf around the wonderful net. Right, so we're net surfing today, and Sino, what topics did you want to show off today?
I love it. So the first one we gonna come up with: who is the best Spider-Man? Yeah, we did a little talking about it last episode. We have a post here I saw on the gram about somebody giving their opinion on who they thought was the best Spider-Man, who was the real Spider-Man. Let's check this out.
All right. Let me get some sound for you.
We get some audio.
Have a new technology, and he was around during the times of Endgames, Infinity War, and all that. So all that lifted him up as well. Andrew literally came in at a time where it's like he had to work the hardest, which I think he excelled in perfectly. People just hate for no reason. We already know that the Amazing Spider-Man has the best web slinging of any Spider-Man ever. Shit, Loki competes with the animated ones, nigga, which is insane. I think it's underrated how people talk about those two movies, especially the second one. The second one, it comes in, it starts off web slinging, right? God, and they even made the suit looser so that in the back it flaps. It looks like it has air coming in between, which is fucking innovative, bro. For its time, the current Spider-Man, the current Tom Holland movies aren't even doing that. Yeah. My guy is goated, bro. Shout out to Andrew Garfield. And Andrew Garfield to this day is my favorite Spider-Man. He has my favorite movies. I'm not hearing no Tobey ones. I'm not hearing the Tom Holland ones, bro. Andrew Garfield's movies and its web slinging was ahead of its time. Nobody else was doing web slinging, any movement like that in their movies like Andrew Garfield was.
Like he acted like a spider.
And he's the only one that acts like a spider. And then his quips. No one else has quips like him in the Spider-Man movies. Tobey didn't have quips like him. I disagree with that. Tom Holland ones, it's like in between Tobey one and Andrew one. Andrew had quips. He acted like a Spider-Man. And then the intro scene to the movie was him just swinging, bro. When he was swinging, and then at the end, he finally finishes, and then he sticks onto the wall, the building. And you see the reflection of his... I'm like, yeah.
They are geeking out way too hard to that
scene. Suit the best out of all of them. Trying to save Gwen Stacy. Bro had to go through hell, dog.
I remember this scene.
Keep her alive. And he almost did it. Bro. It's crazy because he caught her too.
The hand?
The hand
is like that little detail.
Cinematic masterpiece. Andrew Garfield movies, bro. Andrew Garfield movies are cinematic masterpieces, bro, and it does not get talked about enough. I want to bring up the fact that he also acted like the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that we know, right?
Yes.
There's a bunch of scenes. There's a little kid, right? And then he's like, oh, yo, this turbine is fire, right? Let me help you with this. And he like sticks some webs onto it and like kind of fixes it. And he was like, you know what? Let me walk you home.
Fire.
And he walks the kid home in his Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's fire facts.
He's got the best movies, hands down.
No, and then that little kid in front of Electro had his he puts his mask on, and he's like, hey kid, I got it from here. I was like, what? Or then when he was in the car, he's like, put the mask on. Put the mask on.
Bro.
Kid puts the mask on, acting like Spider-Man. I was like,
he's Spider-Man. I don't care what anybody says, bro. He's the best Spider-Man. I don't know how you can make the argument that any other Spider-Man is better.
He got
robbed. He should have got a third movie. So shout out to Andrew Garfield, man. Love that guy. And let me know which Spider-Man is your favorite and which movie is your favorite
and why.
All right, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. I mean, I like where their mind is at. I agree. Andrew Garfield did play a great Spider-Man. I'm from the older age, so I think Tobey is the best Spider-Man. But when you really look at the movies, yes, I agree. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man swinging action and the cinematics for it is still top tier, 100%. Tom Holland, I said he's a cool Spider-Man. He's not the Peter Parker. Tobey Maguire is the Peter Parker, and I definitely do like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. So it's tough.
So they sold you. They sold you on it.
Well, Peter, no, Toby's my favorite still.
Toby's your favorite. Okay, Toby's.
But
your number one.
I did give Andrew his
Garfield number 2, and then Holland number 3 for you.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. I think you're bugging the fuck out. I think they geeked the fuck out way too hard on the Andrew Garfield though. But did they sell me a little bit more on Garfield Spider-Man? Yeah, a little bit. They almost had me. What was wrong with Andrew Garfield Spider-Man wasn't Andrew Garfield.
Right. It was the film itself.
It was everything around Andrew Garfield that made his films not that great. And shout out to No Way Home, right? That was the third Tom Holland movie when they all were in it. He was pretty funny, right? Like the lines that he executed in that movie, even when all three were on it, was pretty funny. Spider-Man is a character, even in comic books, is funny, even in fucked up times.
Yeah, Andrew is
he has the sense of humor. So I'll give you that Andrew Garfield was the funnier Spider-Man out of all three, right? Like I'll give him that. But his villains, they just didn't hit. His Goblin pose wasn't like Toby's Goblin. And Toby's Goblin became fucking Tom Holland's Goblin in No Way Home, because that was basically, he forgot Toby existed in No Way Home, and he was just like fucking determined to wreck fucking Tom Holland's life. Like if I'm Tom, I'm like, yo, can you fucking focus on him? You ain't gotta kill Aunt May. Oh, spoiler alert, they kill Aunt May, but you should have saw it by now.
Facts.
Yeah, like you focusing on me when this is your fucking Spider-Man right here. Why you on me, dog? Like chill the fuck out. But yeah. So I can't in right mind give Andrew anything better than 3, because and here's my number 2. I'm going with Toby at 2. Toby is the innovator, right? Can't put Garfield over Toby. Toby started this shit. They're talking about all the graphics and all that shit. Toby ain't had none of that.
I know. Just like Michael Keaton with Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Toby had to do this shit. And granted, there were still CGI effects and all that shit, right?
Yeah, of course.
They weren't as advanced in artificial intelligence as they are with Garfield and Holland. They were innovating the shit with Toby. Like they were trying shit out with Toby. Like and granted, when Spider-Man 2 came out, that summer was popping. Everybody was going to watch fucking Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock and shit like that.
Doc Ock, that was the best
one. That was Venom. Everybody had such high, the part 3 for Toby, everybody had such high hopes for it that it did not deliver on. Like they gave you a comic book style type of movie, it just wasn't good. So yeah, Toby being an innovator, but the problem with Toby is he was soft, man. He was like a punk. He wasn't that funny.
Peter Parker.
Yeah, but Peter's not a punk. So he was a photographer. He was, you know what I mean? Like
but Peter had his soft side, bro.
He had swag, bro. He was getting married
when he had the Venom joint.
He was getting shorty with Black Cat. Like he had swag, bro.
It's when you look at the Spider-Mans, the Batmans, the Supermans. You look at, or men's, I should say. You look at who's a better Clark versus who's a better Bruce versus who's a better Peter. Then you go into the character, right? So for me, I think Toby was a great Peter. I think Andrew is the better Spider-Man. And I think Toby...
Yeah. I think... No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I'm saying Toby is a good combination of both.
Yeah.
He's a good Peter and is a good Spider-Man. But Andrew's a better Spider-Man and Toby's a better Peter. I mean, sorry. Yeah, and I think Tom Holland is a mixture of both. Tom Holland gets a good score of being both a good Peter and a good Spider-Man, but Andrew is the best Spider-Man and Toby's the best Peter. That's
why Tom is number 1, because he's good at being both Peter and Spider-Man. Okay. And I gotta give him credit for that No Way Home movie, man. That shit was that was a lot of the most in-depth acting that I think any Spider-Man had to do. But I don't think anybody had to get that real fucking that as emotional as Tom had to get in that movie. You had to. A comic book was a superhero movie, and he had to bring some Academy Award fucking dramatic,
of course,
acting to that scene where Aunt May dies. He's on the fucking roof. He's feeling down and out, his friends just got there. When your friends get there and you feel like, all right, I can let loose now, and you're starting to fucking break down, and then the two Spider-Men show up and he just sunned both of them. I gotta respect him for that. Sunned
I get it.
Both of them.
I get it, but you gotta realize something right now. Tobey's best movie was the second one, Doc Ock.
Okay.
Andrew Garfield's best one was the first one. First Amazing Spider-Man with Stacey Gwen and all that.
With the first one, that was the one with
Jamie Foxx was the second one. The first one
Jamie Foxx was the second. I like the second one better.
Okay, either way. So we'll pick one. Second one.
The Gwen Stacy aspect to that, the dramatics. Now, see, that's where Andrew Garfield has one up on Tobey also, because he had a dramatic scene as far as
correct.
As far as Gwen dying.
That's the reason why I gave him the first one was good. But okay, let's go. So, Tobey had a great one, number 2.
Yeah.
Spider-Man had a great one. You could say 201. Tobey's best one included the other two and their villains. So for me, that's why Tobey is third, because Tobey's first movie doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't hold a candle to theirs.
My rebut with that is basically, but
Tobey's first and second. Okay, but hold on. Tobey's first and second does not hold a candle to any of their two best movies, Andrew's or Tobey's best.
But I want to make a point to your villains point. Tom made their villains his villains. Like literally, he took it over and made it feel as if those villains were actually going against him for like a minute. Like they didn't even know the other two really existed.
I know, because they thought the other two were still in their own place. But you think about
it,
Vulture and Mysterio. Those two movies, him going when they went away overseas, that was the
Mysterio was fucking impressive. Okay,
impressive because of the graphics, but it was not.
He had to do mad shit, bro.
I'm not gonna harp on this, chat, but you let me know down below. Any of Tobey's movies without any of Tobey's movie, minus the third one, it holds a candle to Andrew's or Tobey's best film. Any of Tom Holland's first two movies, not the third one, because the third one had them all in it. Holland's first. Why not?
You can't say the first Tom Holland movie was popping. It had Iron Man in it, listen.
Go ahead.
He had Iron Man in it. Not only that, he had to show that he was a great Spider-Man without the Spider-Man suit.
And I'm gonna shut you.
Dramatic.
Okay, that's
okay. Fantastic. He had to lift the rocks and all that. Like my man was acting, bro.
I'm happy for you, but you full of shit. You know why you full of shit?
Why am I full?
Because you gave Sam Wilson so much shit. He ain't got the super sim. He should get the super sim. I said, but Sam had to show you guys. Sam had to show you guys that he's Captain America without the super sim. Now you gonna sit and tell me, hold on, but now you're gonna sit here and tell me. Now you're gonna sit and tell me Spider-Man. Now you're gonna say to me Spider-Man. You gonna tell me Spider-Man had to show that he was Spider-Man without the suit? I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it.
And pulling off the two scenes see your point doesn't compute, because the two scenes aren't the same.
Shit to Sam.
Listen. The two scenes don't compute, bro. They don't compare. I'm just telling you, because one, he is a superhero.
I'll stick to Spider-Man.
He just thought he needed the whole suit, to the gadgets in the suit to be like Iron Man. But Iron Man's telling him, yo, bro, if you can't do this without the suit, then you shouldn't be doing this shit. He had to show that he had that oomph to be, you know what I mean, Spider-Man, and carry the torch of Tony Stark.
No problem.
Right? Now wait. Captain America had to show that he could be a superhero. Literally, that was what the movie, I could be a superhero without the serum. He should have took the fucking serum, bro, because the only thing that saved him was the fucking cherry blossoms, G. The cherry blossoms.
He's I don't think Tom Holland Spider-Man can hold a candle to Red Hulk, but we're not gonna talk about that. We'll stick to Spider-Man. We'll stick to Spider-Man. We'll stick to Spider-man. So the first movie, the first movie had Iron Man in it. Okay, no problem. Again,
the first
Tom Holland beats what?
I'm sorry. The first
okay.
Beats the Garfield.
So I go back to when I said you pick one of his best out of his first two films. You tell me that it can be any of the best of those two guys, I think you're full of it. But nonetheless, like I said, I'm not gonna harp on it longer.
I'm just saying he's the best fucking Spider-Man. He violated.
I think even having Iron Man, even needing help.
They're not even Avengers. They didn't even know what the Avengers were, bro.
Even having help with Iron Man, even having help to have Iron Man in his first film to give it some type of anything, again, is not on the same level as the other two.
Bro, the Avengers in the other universes didn't give a shit about them dudes.
Bro, there's no Avengers in the other
Tony Stark. How you know that? You don't know that. They don't even know.
I'm telling you that right now.
I'm just saying they went and recruited Tom. They went up. Tony found Tom. Like, yo, come through, bro. I know you the shit. Come through.
You have two. You have two other videos here. Which one we clicking on?
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Complex Sports. Should I click on that one?
Yeah. Let's talk. We got the Street Fighter movie. A lot of rumors around that and who could be casted in that. There has been a post out there of the potential actors that who could be playing which characters. So let's check that out.
So we have our wonderful Jason Momoa being able to play Blanca. Which I think could be it. And then you have...
I think he could pull it off. Yeah, I think he could pull it off. Yeah.
I don't want the full.
What is happening with
Can
you?
I just
What's
go
going
through?
on?
There we go. Then next we have this guy can definitely play Ryu. He looks like a Ryu. Ryu is Japanese. Let's go.
I think is a little more like.
He'll get to that point. I'm sure he can get more muscle, but he's Japanese, right? He looks Japanese. I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
They did that shit in the last movie, the last Street Fighter movie. They made him too slender. They made him a small dude. He's not Ryu's not a small dude.
No, I think he could just bulk up. I think he could just bulk up.
He could bulk up.
We'll see. And of course, we saw this already.
Yeah,
he definitely could play Colonel Guile.
I think he could play it.
He could play Colonel Gully 100%.
He was already kind of playing that role, right?
Yeah, he's Preacher. Yeah, he could be Colonel Guile or Colonel Gully. I like to call him Gully. But
he was in the Fast and the Furious movie too. Remember, he was doing that
the last one with Jason Momoa.
Yeah, with Jason Momoa, facts, and he was playing that more military role, so I could see him getting away with it. I don't even know
this guy at all.
I don't see it at all.
I don't see it at all.
And I honestly think they could have found somebody way better.
Let me know. I could play Ken better than
they could cast Ken as Ken and match more than this guy.
I get some blonde hair. I'll be at.
I think you get the dude from Sons of Anarchy, that dude, to play Ken. Like he got the blonde hair. He's a white boy. He's kind of tough. So or Mark Wahlberg type of dude, or you get Channing Tatum.
This is the best cast they could ever do. Akuma as Roman. Roman's as Akuma is
the other way around, but
perfect. Yeah, this is perfect.
Yes. That is gonna be insane. Now the only thing I would be probably a little bit skeptical on is could Roman match the move, like, you know, can he match the fighting style type of Akuma type of style?
Sure with training anybody can.
And they'll make it look good, but I hope it looks good, you know, convincing. Because if he's gonna be Akuma, you want that shit to be popping.
He got to do the lights out joint, hands down. All right, then you have this last one. Are we going to talk about Ray?
Sure. I don't remember. You see, I was like, I don't remember.
Cito sending me clips that he wants to surf around the net where he's like, sure.
Sure. Oh yeah. Let's see this. Dwight Howard shooting shots like fucking Steph Curry. So let's see what's up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
Bang.
Okay, Dwight, let's go, baby.
I believe there's sound to this too, but it's all good.
Oh, my bad.
It's right there. Yeah, it's all good. One-legged. Oh. Dang.
Right.
I agree with Ray. When the fuck did he become Stephen Curry?
Facts. Why you didn't do this when he was in the league?
Fuck out of here. Why you didn't do this when he was playing with the Lakers? Poor Ray. It's like an open shot. It's like an open shot. He's so small. Oh my god.
Yeah, what is right, bro? Facts. Definitely like Stephen Curry. That's hilarious.
Oh my god. Dwight Howard going out. That was crazy. I thought that was insane. When the fuck Dwight Howard had trouble shooting free throws too. So how the fuck can he hit threes like that? That's ridiculous.
So I have two clips, not three like Cena. I have two. This one is a graduation. We are in the month of graduation. Shout out to all my graduates of 2025. And this one is a great one. I love seeing this on the interweb, so we're going to play this now.
Hey.
They killed it. That was sick. That was so cool.
That was fire.
I agree. That was a great one. Definitely liked that a lot. That was super cool. Shout out to that awesome clip. I have another clip here, guys, for you guys. I know you guys spoke about my AI one I showed you guys last time. We have another AI video for you. Take a look.
The last one gave me nightmares.
God is about to BRB. These Philistines thought they could flex on me. Big mistake. I just took some pre-workout and finna bring the house down. That's good, fam. Your boy David here, about to yeet this little stone at Goliath and see what happens. Okay, so I told y'all to trust the process. But no, y'all wanted to stay in Egypt stacking bricks. Yo, Drac, this random dude just showed up. It's getting lit in here.
I got the horses in the back. Horse tack is attached. Hat is matte black. Got the boots that's black to match.
Day 2 in the tomb. No Wi-Fi, no snacks.
What the fuck?
Just kind of waiting for God to respawn me.
You know, I'm
what are you watching, bro?
Me in this Technicolor drip. Brother's so jelly right now. They're looking a little sus.
I'm supposed to say that God got me pregnant? Yeah, there's no way my parents are buying this story.
I would like to formally apologize to God, the sailors, and this whale. Sorry, dude, I just took a poop over there.
What the fuck
Again, that shit is hilarious. People are using AI to do crazy things. This video did go crazy viral. As you can see, they kind of chat GPT'd VO3 again, back to VO3 from Google. Conversations for biblical characters to say. And it's crazy that they're doing these things. But nonetheless, that is my second video to talk about around the wonderful surfing of the interwebs. And I mean, listen, that was great episode. I definitely enjoyed everything we spoke about. We did get into that debate about Spider-Man. We'll be here all night talking about it. I'm not going to dive into a chat. Again, if you guys want to win a gold bundle, help us out down below. Help us squash this wonderful debate we have. And let us know in the comments too what you guys want to talk about, right? Because if you tell us a topic, we'll go ahead and bring it up for the next episode. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy Snap. Keep collecting those variants. Keep snapping it up. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Keep taking over, you heard?
Peace.